Thank you very much for the intro. I shout, so you probably want to put the volume a small bit down, or I'll break the thing. Anyway, thank you very much for the intro, and thank you very much for the invitation. We're going to spend the next half an hour talking about regional entrepreneurship in Spain. And we have here Javier from La Rioja. We also have Isaac from the Canary Islands. And finally, we have Miguel, who's from Galicia. So all of these people have traveled here today to talk to us about what's happening outside of Madrid. So there are places that I've been to in each case, and there is exciting things going on. So really what we're going to do is, we think we have time for 4 questions. So we're going to ask them first to talk a bit about their region. Then we're going to ask them for some, what we call caso de éxito, or case studies of successful things that are going on in their regions. Then we're going to ask them for a wish for the future, something that they hope would happen, whether it's more money available or something that could really put dynamism in their economies. And then finally, we will, if there's time, we'll ask them to tell us something about their region that most people don't know. So ask, is La Rioja just about wine, and there's more to the Canarias than bananas, and there's more to Galicia than just fishing? So maybe you might start, Javier, as you're here beside me, you might tell us about La Rioja.
Yeah. La Rioja is a beautiful region in the north of Spain with only 350,000 inhabitants. Yeah, it's a region very small, but it's a great place to live and even better place to make business. So it's not me who say it, but it's what others tell about us. La Rioja is the best place to do business in Spain, according to the report Doing Business that is made by the World Bank, and is the 5th best place to live according to the OECD Better Life Index. I'd like you to check it out. I invite you to have some tapas with us in Laurel Street. We are here representing Emprende Rioja. That is a joint project, a regional joint project in which all agents with relation with partners and enterprises are aligned with this project. No? The project main characters or main partners are the regional agency for economic development, ADER, the Chamber of Commerce of La Rioja, and the Business Federation. I represent this Business Federation. And we have a quite long history in entrepreneurship, but this project was born in 2009, and we have a long history advising new business. More than 9,000 businesses have been advised by us, all kind of business, not only startups. And we have helped to establish more than 2,900 companies. Yeah. We have trained our entrepreneurs. We are helping them to get financing. We are helping them to develop their business and giving advisory to them. So, which is a better successful case, no?
Exactly. Okay, so maybe Isaac, you can tell us about the Canarias, and all of the islands now, not just Tenerife.
Okay, everybody worked his whole life making his dream come true. When he retires, dreaming of a paradise, sea, beach, nature. Why are you waiting until retiring, or selling your company, or winning the lotto, when you can achieve this goal working and living in the Canary Islands? It's the perfect place with a 22 degrees average temperature and a business hub where you can set up your company easily, just one step away from Africa. You are in the European Union and with a strong relationship with Latin America. The Canary Islands are the European California that offer to your business legal security, the best tax system in the European Union, with only 4% corporate tax rate. We also have a lot of support of the institutional ecosystem for business with several public companies, such SODECAM is a public company that gives funds to innovative and feasible business projects. Technical Park that offers facilities and co-working space, organize international fairs and event forums, and trainings and awards for the new companies for the startup. Proesca that supports the process of going international for the Canarian companies and attracts the strategic investment into the island. We have 2 public university and 3 private ones that provide qualified human resource and solid know-how to that companies. We have easy access to America, Europe, and Africa, thank you to our 8 airports and 26 ports. There is an excellent telecommunication network, counting with fiber cable, and the main telecommunication companies operate in the Canary Islands. And besides, we offer to you, to your families and employees, a high quality of life.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much, Isaac. So, same for Miguel. Tell us about Galicia.
Well, Galicia is located in the northwest of Spain. We are over 3 million people in Galicia. Overseas, there are another million of Galegos. We are well known for our coast and our fish. I belong to the Regional Galician Development Agency, and so our charge is to develop companies, to give them grants and subsidies. So we also are in charge of the field of the entrepreneurship. That's why I'm here. About the cases you tell us about cases of exit cases. Well, it's well known Zara in the whole world, but there are also interested in Galicia or other cases of success, as for example, many of the furniture or all the auxiliary companies who work with Zara, who work with them. We also have, as very well known, the Way of Santiago, which is another success since they established from the about.
We'll come back to the cases in a while. So maybe, Javier, you talk to us about La Rioja. What cases are you particularly proud of? What's working really well right now in La Rioja?
We have a number of successful cases for startups. We have the first cloud provider in Europe that was Arsis. Arsis was a startup 15 years ago, and now is part of a multinational called 1&1 that is the first provider hosting company in Europe. Okay, it's a global company and they are making products now for the multinational. So it's a success case because they sold the company for more than 200 million euros. Another success case is a very recent company, Mail. It's a video marketing company that has managed to get more than €1 million in financing, capital risk financing, venture capital, and they are making their first steps into the business. No, they are creating their platform, and they have a very good multinational companies as customers. And the other success case is the third. Well, this case is we have a startup incubator that have a successful history because from 2009 there have been more than 70 companies being incubated there. And the survival of these companies is the 70%. So it's a a high percentage.
Excellent. Okay. Isaac, what are the successful cases in the Canary Islands?
To talk about the Valley, that is the company I work for. I am general manager the Valley Canarias, and the Valley is a digital transformation ecosystem. It was founded 5 years ago in Madrid. The ecosystem is made of three main areas: business school, the consulting company, and a headhunter. The school specializes in teaching digital subjects. We have trained more than 5,000 people, and we have 10 programs in digital marketing, e-commerce, mobile, Internet of the Things, etc. With the ecosystem, we endeavor to help the project of our students. And in 2014, we opened our office in Barcelona, and in 2016, we decided to set up in the Canary Islands, mainly sent to the support of the regional institution. The Valley opened its office at the Technology Park in Gran Canaria and in Tenerife. We are registered in the Canary Island Special Economic Zone area, where we pay only 4% of corporate tax, taking advantage of the best EU taxation. And our new project of e-learning platform will be developed in the Canary Islands thanks to the Innovation Fund of Sodecam. And our whole team wants to move here to work and live from the sea and 22 degrees the whole year.
Okay, brilliant. Okay, thanks, Isaac. Okay, you've mentioned some cases already earlier. You've mentioned Zara. So other successful cases in Galicia?
In fact, I'm belonging to a region, as I told you before, we work in a government agency, so I wouldn't like to express, any kind of preference. So just tell you about our support to the companies as for some of areas in the entrepreneur. As for example, we have a success case like Via Galicia, which is a place where we give support to the entrepreneurs, and we also have some grants for them, for those who pass some of our tests in order to obtain it. I mean, more or less, this is what I can tell you about success.
I told you the election was over. That you don't have to
I know
worry
what you mean.
about.
I would like to,
Being diplomatic. Okay, I have lots of jokes. My wife is from Galicia, so I have lots of jokes about people from Galicia.
Yeah, I know.
But we haven't time. Fortunately for you guys, we haven't time for me to tell them. Okay, very good. Okay, Javier, if I could make your dreams come true, if I could grant you one wish for something to improve the economy of La Rioja, what would it be?
As you may know, every people thinks about La Rioja of wine, no? Thinks about wine. We are a land with a name of wine. Even we have made a verse with this clothes, and we would like to be a region well known by IT companies. Yes, I represent a cluster of IT companies myself. And we would like to have an economic system based on IT, as we have, for example, RCs or one-on-one, this multinational. So we can have a little ecosystem with this company being a tractor for all the kind of companies dedicated to internet. Okay.
So I guess, yeah, there's opportunities for ag tech, for agricultural technology, for using drones, for using all of those things to improve the yield. And we, actually, not just in La Rioja, but in Zaragoza and other places, there are companies doing very exciting things in that space. Some of them are presenting actually as the startups in the competition. So it's, there's no fear of technology, and there's great opportunities. Isaac, if I could grant you one wish for the Canary Islands, what would it be?
I would like to capitalize all the assets that Canary Islands offer to consolidate the region as a global technological hub, where companies develop local talent and where big players of the digital world are set up, and turn the region into a technology development and trade center for the tourist industry. That is my wish. Not only selling sand and beach, we would like to sell technology.
The best wishes are ones that to be short. Okay, so if we can tease maybe a wish out of Miguel, are you allowed, does the Xunta de Galicia allow you to express wishes, or?
My wish as a target of my company is to create as much job as possible in Galicia, you know, to have as much employment as possible there in any way. That's our target, and to attract as much investment as possible. This is what I would like to realize, to have.
Bring capital and to bring employment. Okay, that's a wish certainly no one will disagree with. Okay, we've time really just for one last question, which is to do with the things that everyone knows. La Rioja is famous for wine. Canaries is famous for tourism. It's famous for bananas. It's famous for telescopes. Galicia is famous for, you know, Estrella Galicia and the percebes and all of these kind of things, and the Camino de Santiago. But tell me the things that are not generally known about your region. Tell me like the biggest thing people get wrong, Javier, that people associate with when they talk about La Rioja. What's the thing you want to say, no, this is what La Rioja is? What would that be?
Most people think La Rioja in wine, but we are also a very powerful region in all the agri-food sector. But being this event and startup event, I would like to get you to know you that we have solved a problem that is very common for startups. That's the management of talent recruiting. The talent recruiting is very crucial in this kind of companies, startups, and we have solved that kind of problem having agreements with several universities in our region, and we have now a pool of 100 engineers from several disciplines: electronic, mechanics, computing, software developers, IT systems administrators, that are going to as being trainees in some of the companies of our ecosystem. So we provide talent in their very first moment to those startups that come to our regions. That is a common problem that we have tried to solve.
Sure. Very good. Okay, Isaac, what's the thing about the Canary Islands that people get wrong? Or if not, you can tell us about the carnival in Tenerife and why we should all go to the carnival.
European project that is based in the Canary Islands, that is the DALIX project, that is a neutral data exchange point linking Africa with Europe and America. And this project is now developing in the Canary Islands. So we are more than sand and sea and beach and the tourists and the bananas. So there is a high technology project developing in Canary Islands with the support of the European Union.
Miguel, same question. What's the thing about Galicia that people get wrong?
So do I. I mean, we are well known for our character, the coast and everything, but I think that there are a lot of research and development companies involved, especially with the university. We have some of them in Santiago. We are also good ambassadors of the character of Galician character everywhere, or of Spanish character. You know.
Sure. Okay.
That's why we have a lot of politicians from Galicia.
And more on their way. Okay, very good. I think we've time for one last question. So what I'm going to do is ask you to talk about each other's region, which is always very interesting. I'm sure the place you love the most in the world is La Rioja, but what do you know and like about either the Canarias or Galicia, Javier?
I like the ecosystem in Canary Island. I know it quite well because we collaborate with other regions, yeah, especially in the cluster federation, IT cluster federation. I have a cluster myself in La Rioja. And for example, in Canary Island, there are a special regime for tax, very well subsidized, if you could tell so. But I think it's very interesting for outsourcing companies that will go to Canary Island, for example.
Okay, same question for Isaac. You know, what do you know and like about La Rioja or Galicia? And would you like to change the time? Do you think Spain should change the time zone to be the same time as the Canarias?
I think that from Galicia there is a huge opportunity to develop the 4.0 industry. So they have the cluster for automotive cluster. I think that is a really big opportunity to develop technology and to be in the high performance about the digital transformation about the industry.
So they're automotive. You're very impressed by. I've been there myself. It's very impressive, has to be said. So Miguel, what do you know and like about the Canary Islands and La Rioja? I'm sure you've had a bottle of Rioja at some stage.
I wouldn't talk, from Canary Islands, of course, the weather is something you have always the spring there, so that's interesting. I know it's a touristic. As many people, that is what I know from Canarias. I'm from Canarias. I'm from La Rioja as the wine, isn't it? Yeah.
Okay.
I can't tell you anymore. I don't know.
Okay, very good. Okay, I think we're out of time then. Nothing remains for me just to thank Javier for coming from La Rioja and speaking to us today, to thank Isaac, who traveled the longest, of course, all the way from Canarias. Do you have anything to say about the time zone issue? Do you think, I always think it's great publicity for the Canary Islands, that they always get mentioned on the news and you know...
To remark that we have the best tax system in the European Union, and it's legal, with only 4% of corporation right. So that is the thing that I would like to remark at the end.
Okay, so maybe if the news, instead of saying una hora menos en Canarias, they would say like un porcentaje menos de impuestos en Canarias, or something like that. That would be very good publicity. Okay, and thanks a lot to Miguel also for coming and telling us about Galicia. We appreciate very much. Okay, could I have a round of applause for everyone, and we'll leave it there. Thank you.